So, what is this video that I'm about to show you and possibly talk over a bunch? I set myself a challenge. Let's write Python hello world programs for 1 hour. Here's 1 hour of me talking about the hello world programs that I was writing. Don't know if this is going to be good content or not, but we will see. So, starting off real simple, print hello world. Took the time to hide that window. I pretty soon got tired of doing that. Now we bring out the comma and the exclamation point to make it extra stylish. Print hello world, great. What's next? Lowercase, but including the comma, that's nice. I hope the audio levels are okay on this. Someone shout if like I'm talking too loud or something. 2 exclamation points. And then I got bored. That didn't take long. Wait, hold on. How long into the video was it before I got bored? About 1 minute. Almost exactly 1 minute of typing hello world programs and I got bored. And this is what happens when there's a bored programmer, apparently. How many levels deep did I go? Yeah, I don't really care. Too many. That's all we know. Playing around with if false. Kind of going backwards with it. Oops, did I do the wrong thing there? Sorry about that. I wanted to be able to see how the audio levels are doing. I think I need to go a little bit louder on my talking, a little bit quieter on the clacking. Okay. What did I do there? I guess I probably started with... I wasn't paying attention because I got mixed up with my... Anyway. Forgetting how to spell true. That's nice. Then we have if capital. We take the uppercase version of the character. Otherwise, we take the lower. Now, did we alternate? No, we just started out with a capital and made everything else lowercase. Oh, wait, are we going to capitalize every new word? I think that's what I did. Look at the whole program. Bring it into one screen. That's nice. Reading it over line by line, looking at it. I guess checking that everything's correct, probably. Running it, and oh look, I forgot to print. Yeah, I said so. Lol, forgot to print. And it prints out hello world with capitals. Now we go back to some simple exercises. Just print hello world. And now I'm out of ideas. Oh, this was a fun one. Basically I'm saying if there's an O, then insert comma space. And if there's a D, then insert an exclamation point. I decided against the space. We take the string hello world, taking characters in the string. Don't forget to start with an output variable. All right, fool me once, shame on me. I'm not going to forget to print twice. Now we take the output and we add, we're just adding the character, right? And I called the dictionary inserts, so we check if C is in inserts.keys. And then we take the output and we add to it, I got the wrong syntax there, or the wrong semantics, I guess. Anyway, I got it wrong. Yeah, you can take the inserts at C. That's how you do it. Oh, Solaris points out C plus inserts.getC, comma, empty string. Yeah, that would be better. And now del inserts C so that it doesn't insert it after both of the O's. Solaris, I hope you're having a good day over there. And now I'm wondering what to do next. What can we add? I think I decided I wanted to put the space back in. No, I guess I decided I wanted to make more capitals. Have to remember to apply the capital before adding the character to the output. Solaris asks, are you trying to print hello world in different ways? Yes, exactly. I challenged myself to sit down and write hello world programs in Python for 1 hour. And now I'm doing a reaction video to that effort. So me in the upper right is live, and the rest is the YouTube video. I figured if I sat there writing hello world over and over again, I would eventually get bored and hopefully do something interesting. Solaris asked, do you know about Coding Game? I do know about Coding Game. I haven't done that in a while. I should do that again. That would arguably be a better way to pass time on the stream than whatever this is. Solaris says maybe yes. Now is the point where I decide whether to finish out this hour of this video or jump directly into Coding Game. When in doubt, take a drink of water. I'm getting a little deer in the headlights now. Like, uh-oh, do I keep doing this or do I do the other thing? I don't know. Oh, this. Ha! Proof that, oh, I did D twice. Proof that variables can have different names. Maybe I didn't need to spend 5 minutes of a video demonstrating that, but you know what? I started this, I'm going to finish this whole thing. Print E. I wonder whether I'm going to keep doing the same thing, and I do. Solar said that's not even different programs. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting question, I think. Is it a different program if you just refactor and change the variable names? What am I doing? Oh, I was trying to type a bunch of characters that weren't in Hello World and realized that was going to be hard, so I just decided to do a bunch of Z's. For E in, Solaris says, for E in quote, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, blah, 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 blah. EX exec F of E equals... Wait a second. What's happening there? For E in exec F quote E equals hello world. Oh, I see what you're doing. I ended up doing something similar to that. You're doing an F string with E equals hello world. E is, I guess you're choosing E for element. I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying what Solaris has to say about my silly exercise. Yeah, try typing a bunch of random characters that don't include either hello world or some other small number of words or characters. Solar says, well, it is equivalent to doing 26 times A equals quote hello world, print A, then B equals hello world, print B, etc. Yeah, that's exactly the pattern. At least now I've moved on to a different type of program. Solar says these programs are not the same, but we can say that they belong to the same equivalence class. I mean, they all print hello world, so yeah. That's all that's going to happen for this hour. I mean, we're about 15 minutes into the video, I think, so we're making progress. Solar says, with the equivalence being doing exactly the same thing in the same way. Are you still talking about the various... Okay, Solaris is talking about the ones for only the variable name changes. So speaking about A, B, C, D, E variable names, with the program example that I showed a little while ago, these programs are not the same, but we can say that they belong to the same equivalence class, with the equivalence being doing exactly the same thing in the same way. Yeah, it makes sense. I agree with that. inserting capital letters. But look, I forget to update the... How long does it take me to realize why I don't have any output? A few seconds. So Solaris asks, I have an interesting problem for you to solve. Do you know about the Quasar minigame in Mass Effect? I do not know about the Quasar minigame in Mass Effect. I should probably switch the stream back to software and game development. Okay, we replace spaces with empty string. And this is interesting. It's italicizing the string because I forgot to assign it to a variable. So using a list comprehension to take out the spaces. Solaris says, first a value is given to you as your score. This value is generated as a random variable following the discrete uniform distribution 1, 8, or is that a semicolon? Integers 1 through 8 or floats 1 through 8? Solaris says discrete the integers. Discrete so the integers. So integers 1 through 8. This is the part where I decide to stop being fancy and start writing code that works. Actually, I guess I stayed fancy, but... This is actually a somewhat interesting question. Can you do a sort... I'm asking, I want to know if I can track state of what I've seen so far during a list comprehension. But as far as I know, you can't do assignment statements inside of a list comprehension. So this is what I'm trying to do here. I'm pretty sure it's impossible. Although if someone sees a way to get it done, I'd like to know about it. Okay, I'm back to basic print hello worlds. Solaris is saying, then each turn you can choose between 3 actions: add a random integer 1 through 8, add a random integer 4 through 7, or stop the game and collect your profit. The profits are 0 for a score less than or equal to 14, and 0 for a score greater than or equal to 20. Okay, so a little bit like, what's it called? Blackjack? I think that's the one where you try to get to 21, but not over. No, if previous. Why are we writing if F? I mean if S. Wait, why did I write that as 2 if statements? Why didn't I just do an and? O equals empty string? Oh, O for output. It's like, what? Or could do O plus equals space. Oh, right, because we know that C is equal to space here, so is it better to write the C again or write a literal that has the space character? Probably it's more memory efficient to write the literal instead of having to look up the variable value, but I honestly don't know. We clip that last bit. Bored and tired. How far was I in the challenge before I said that? Only 22 minutes. Ha! Solaris says, and then the profits are as follows. For 15 you get 50, for 16 you get 100, for 17 you get 200, 18 250, 19 300, 20 400. So it increases pretty significantly as you get closer to... So the problem is to compute the expected value of the game. Oh. Expected value given what playing strategy? I like this one where I'm doing a new variable for each character. I didn't know about that exec trick. I could use that. Could have used that here instead of doing what I ended up doing. Solar says the best one, expected value of playing the optimal strategy. So the first question is, what is the optimal strategy? That is an interesting problem. Solar says, and also describe the optimal strategy as for each score between 1 and 20, from score to move to play. Yeah, that makes sense. Oops, ran the wrong program. Need an initial value for output. Remember to run the right program, and we get hello world. What a surprise. Switching it up with the capitalization. That's nice. Switching it up more with the capitalization. Some zeros for O's. Honestly, Solaris, I would not know how to approach that problem. Solaris says, another interesting problem, give the number of anagram sentences of a sentence where you can shamble the letters within each word and the index of each word inside the sentence. That's too complicated for me to comprehend right now. Maybe I'll try to read it again after. Solaris says you can try a few approaches. The solution is actually not very complicated. Huh. Hello world and world hello are anagram sentences. Oh, do the sentences not have to be... Do the sentences not have to be, like, sensible sentences? Because in that case, it's just combinatorics. Hello world and world hello are anagram sentences, and also ordlwa, olha, or hoel lurdwau. Huh. So it says, no, it's every string that can be made, whether or not it means something. Here's where I decided I was going to write a function with a doc string. Solar says, like everything that can be done by applying a permutation for the words, and then applying as many permutations as there are words for each word to change the order of their letters. What? Solar says mix the words, and then for each word, mix their letters. So like I said, it's a combinatorics problem. Solar says, yeah. Okay. The first one sounds more interesting to me. I'm about to get into something that PyCharm's not going to like. And honestly, something that I don't like. I think that's a motorcycle going by in the video sound. It's a little annoying. Solar says the second one is not as easy as it seems. I think the first one is a little bit easier, actually. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Solar says, well, they are of similar difficulty. Okay. Solar says, if you go back to coding game, I recommend trying the sponsored Winamax problem. Okay, let me write down sponsored Winamax problem. Where am I going to write that down? I'll just open it in a new browser window. Okay, Winamax, sponsored Winamax coding game. I'll definitely do that on the stream, possibly tomorrow, or maybe just maybe some tonight. So here's where I was thinking I'll define a function in each case, and then only have to write one time applying that function to the string. But as it turns out, it would have been more efficient just to write one line of code to do each transformation to the string. Star says this is the link, by the way. Okay, thanks. I'll follow that now and hold on to that page for later. Do you do code golf? No, I do not. Maybe I will one day. Oh, I can pin that link also. That'll be another way to not forget it. Manually or on pinned at end of stream, that'll do. There's a mistake on line 25. I should have done space.join whatever so that it preserved the spaces. We have a first-time chat. Diahex, I like that username. Diahex says, "Hello, Baldy. What you doing?" I am watching my recent YouTube video, which is called, what did I call that video? ASMR Coding Hello World Programs for 1 hour. And I'm doing a reaction video to my own video. Which is maybe not how reaction videos are supposed to work, but eh. Diehex said, is that a DOS keyboard? Yes, that is a DOS keyboard. I like it. Although for videos, I might want to get a interestingly colored. Solaris says, oh, I didn't even notice it wasn't you coding live. Oh, you missed that, Solaris? That's hilarious. Yeah, no. Upper right corner is me live. Everything else is a YouTube video. Diehex is mind telling me more about it. I've heard good things about it, but I don't know what's special about it. I mean, I honestly don't know that much about it. All I can say is I like the way it sounds and I like the way it feels. And I think the switches are made in Germany, so that's cool. Laura says, we've been tricked, we've been backstabbed, and we've been quite possibly bamboozled. Diehex says, why is your IDE so small and cramped up? It's because I've set it to a ludicrously large font to make it easier for people on small devices to read the text on my videos. Also, on the IDE, I'm only using like 60% of the screen so that the aspect ratio works out on the YouTube video. Diehex said, would you mind answering a Linux-specific question for me? Well, I wouldn't mind hearing a Linux-specific question. I may or may not be able to answer it. This is me complaining that PyCharm offered me a button to reformat the program, the file, but it wouldn't actually do it. Okay, Diehex, calm down. Saying there that using a lambda to define a named function is kind of silly. But then this whole thing is kind of silly. Diehex said, you told me you wouldn't mind hearing a Linux-specific question. I did not comprehend the implications of what I had agreed to. Diehex says, okay, that is understandable. Thank you for understanding. I appreciate that. So here I am trying the different options, although come to think of it, I never tested the value error behavior. Diehex said, also ever heard of Vim? I think it could really improve your videos. I have used Vim. Once I even used the Vim extension for PyCharm. Solaris coming through with a very thoughtful comment. I mentioned before that I used a empty string where I should have used a space. ChatGPT's answer. You know, now that you say so, it does read a little ChatGPT. Dihex said the Vim extension for JetBrains ID is kind of weird, and you can't rebind some things I got used to. Huh. That's interesting. So I'm guessing that Vim has ways of doing things that I've never gotten into rebinding anything. But I don't know if I don't remember if I mentioned it, but I like on my recent video I was using Vim to just to write, well, for a couple of things. I'm not as good at Vim as I'd like to be. This is a situation where reading the docs would have been a good idea. Dihex says, well, if you use capital Y in the JetBrains Vim plugin, it is YY. But most Vim users have it binded to $. Don't know how to rebind it in JetBrains IDEs. See, I don't even know what YY versus $$ would do in Vim. I'm tempted to skip forward to the part of this video where I went briefly off screen to look up PyTest, because I didn't remember how to do a basic test suite in PyTest. YY equals copy whole line. Oh, that sounds useful. Y $ copy from cursor to end of line. Oh. So eventually I'm going to check the documentation and realize that I don't have to import PyTest, and I don't have to do pytest.anything for the use case that I'm having now. At one point, I wanted to make a website called Vim Gym. I don't know if anyone's done that yet. And here we are doing basic tests, just checking to see whether PyTest works. Spoiler alert, it doesn't if you don't name your file correctly. Realizing I need to rename the file with the tests. For anyone just joining, my face is live, but the coding is a recording. Where did I go next? I think I added another parameter. What was I doing another function for? Oh, just to generate the doc string. I was about to code it after I wrote the doc string, but then I decided to do test-driven development, red-green refactor. I did not predict when I started this hour that I would start getting into test-driven development. Oh, that's interesting. Pepe was, or was it? I think I might have been confused about what I thought I learned from that. My term still doesn't want to reformat the lambda issue. I remembered what I was trying to do there. I was trying to be clever by writing 4 different functions and then applying the function to the string only one time. But this wasn't a good use case for that kind of a pattern. I tell myself to slow down. For those who aren't familiar, red-green refactor means write a test that you know is going to fail because you haven't written that feature yet. Run the test suite to make sure that the tests, are well formed. Then change your code or add the code that implements the feature until you get green on all the tests. And then if you need to, you can refactor to make things, I don't know, better? Something. So now I run the test suite and it's gonna... Oh, echo all green. Huh. That's not true. It failed a test case. Assert hello world equals hello world with no space. So now I go back and add the code, and by add code I actually just mean on comment some code. And now let's run the test suite again. They all pass. Okay, I'm getting rid of those named lambdas. That didn't make much sense. And notice that by the time I get rid of the lambdas, there ends up being less code written than there was with them. Oops, typo on line 22. Now we don't need that output change. I say, lol, I thought I was saving typing by being clever about writing the different functions and using one line to apply them. But I was not being clever, I was just doing extra typing. Typo comes back to bite me. Yep, it looks like it should. almost made it to an hour. Do some of the same basic ones again while I try to think of something else to do. How much longer is there in this video anyway? 4 minutes. Not much more to see. I should actually get ready to hide, to remove it, to take it off of the stream pretty soon, I think. Alright, that's ready to go. Here's a preview of it not being there. I just learned you can do that on OBS. Pretty cool. Oh yeah, I decided to add a verbose parameter. Set it 0 by default. And that's a better way to have PyCharm add it to the docs for you. Doc string, I mean. And then I start writing the tests, but run out of time. And decide I'm done with, because I've done the hour. Not sure why I wrote verbose equals 1 if I was doing verbose 0 in the test. I'm not sure the planet is actually more verbose than world. Have I noticed yet that my verbose numbers are off? Yeah, I noticed. Well, here's an interesting question. Is it better... Oh, there was my timer. Or is it okay to put the say hello function on the right side of that assert statement here? I asked for feedback in the comments. We'll see if anyone does that.